Up. Girl.
Prize today. I'll need a correct answer. It's a 50-50 chance today. I'll tell you about it here in just a bit when we get the phone lines open. When the question has been asked. 509-663-5656. The number. If you've never called before, you're welcome to join. If you have, make sure you haven't been on the air with us in the last 30 days for any prize. That includes a consolation because we don't allow it. Sorry, but that's not right. So it only leaves one answer on the board today. And again, I got to have a right answer today so I can get you that prize. So you can try again tomorrow. But nope, we're down to one. Good morning, KPQ. Who's this?
Hi, this is Lindy.
Hi, Lindy.
Let me get your leash, girlfriend. Let's go. Come on. Be chicken. Oh, girl. This way.
Cleellum in Kittitas County is officially declaring bankruptcy. We've run stories about this in previous months here at KPQ. The city filing for Chapter 9 bankruptcy yesterday due to a $26 million debt stemming from a developmental dispute. An arbitrator ruled late last year that Cleellum owes the developer City Heights Holdings more than $22 million plus 12% interest per year and over $2 million in legal costs. The bill for repeated violations of an agreement for City Heights Holdings to build nearly 1,000 homes north of the city's downtown area. The bill is more than 4 times the city's general fund budget of $5 million for this year. For more details on the story,
leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Hey,
News Radio
Billy, leave it.
KPQ. News Radio 560 KPQ weather is brought to you by Save Mart in Wenatchee.
Welcome
That's
to
the
What's
cutest
Next
little
for your
camper.
community, for your career, and for the healthcare field.
Come on.
At Carrington College, we're training the next generation of respiratory therapy professionals, bringing you the hands-on training to be ready for a career in a real-world healthcare setting.
Hey, how you doing?
Building on proven
It's a cool little camper.
training going back over half a century.
Oh, it is?
We're ready to train
Oh, that's nice.
as a respiratory therapist and make a difference in your community. We're ready for you. For information about student outcomes, visit carrington.edu/SEI.
Come on.
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh
Little
styles
Bambi.
that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything.
That's what I wish.
Sandals you want to wear
That is so cool.
DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every you, from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit dsw.com today.
For the 7, things have settled
Come
down up north Wenatchee. Still maybe a little active through
Oh,
Shasta right
Bambi's
now
so
onto
cute.
Scioto Bastion and 28 heading into
Come on.
East Wenatchee. Everything else in the region is doing okay. Moses Lake maybe picking up just a little bit on 17 off the interstate, especially to the north and just south there, right off the ramps, it looks like, coming into town. 7:52, your KPQ News Time, and the PNW Ag Network awaits you next.
Be a part of the fascinating conversations all night on Coast to Coast Weekends, Saturday and Sunday evening at 10 p.m. on News Radio 560 KPQ.
The weather is heating up, and so is the summer real estate market. The real estate professionals at Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate.
Clear the air with Kia.
Phoenix in July does not mess around. You can fry an egg on your hood and toast your patience sitting on the 101. That's why I remote start my Kia EV from my phone, so it's ice cold before I even leave the house. When I cruise into Old Town for tacos, there's no gas stops
Come
and
on,
no
this way.
burnt hands
Come on,
on the
girl.
steering wheel. Just quiet, smooth, AC blasted bliss.
Kia EVs and hybrids are built to handle the heat, the sprawl, and the everyday without breaking a sweat. Find your cool at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space theme party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing. From cake stands to karaoke machines. Shop everything for every party on Amazon.
5 a.m. on News Radio
Not worth it, huh?
560 KPQ.
Come on.
BMW Ag
Leave
Network,
it.
I'm Glenn Fogg, and
Leave
United
it.
States
Come on.
China tensions and the resulting tariffs have cost U.S. farmers $2 billion in lost exports this year.
A new study from North Dakota State University says the lost sales to China far surpassed modest gains elsewhere. From January to April, agricultural exports to China contracted by over $5 billion, leaving export volumes 55% lower than the previous year. U.S. ag exports to South Asia, the European Union, and Central America climbed by 43, 39, and 24% respectively. However, U.S. gains didn't get high enough to offset the losses in the Chinese market. Both countries reduced tariffs as part of a deal negotiated in Switzerland. I'm Heather Roberts on the PNW Ag Network.
Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins is rescinding the 2001 roadless rule. Rescinding the rule will remove prohibitions on road construction, reconstruction, and timber harvest on nearly 59 million acres of the National Forest System, which the Secretary said will allow for fire prevention and responsible timber production. In total, 30% of the National Forest System lands will be impacted by this rule. However, following Tuesday's announcement, Oregon Representative Andrea Salinas issued a statement saying she's deeply disappointed by this damaging decision. The statement said, in part,
It's a good day. Nice and warm. Not too warm. No wind.
Untouched ecosystems within our national forests without jeopardizing wildfire prevention and response.
Come on,
For
girl.
more of that statement, just check out pnwag.net. We'll have more for you there. A USDA report says May egg output dropped year over year, as did the number of total egg layers in the U.S. Production fell to 8.59 billion eggs last month, down 6% year over year. About 7.3 billion were table eggs and 1.29 billion were hatching eggs. For additional numbers, pnwag.net. This is the PNW Ag Network.
Babes, what are you doing?
What?
I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on.
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, First State Forester, and the Ad Council. Bugs can wreak havoc.
I see a big
on
fish in
post-harvest
there.
grain and eat away at your bottom line. At Central Life Sciences, we believe in making every kernel count. Our Gravista and Diacon IGR family of grain protectants are proven solutions for post-harvest insect control, providing lasting protection as grain is being loaded into storage. Contact Matt Holliker at bugfreegrains.com to learn how you can make every kernel count.
John Cruz is talking with the Northwest's top outdoor experts
Come on.
on Northwest Outdoors Radio every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on News Radio 560 KPQ.
Getting ready to start your summer fun? This is a friendly reminder that fireworks are banned in
Tired of the same old look? Then you need to check out Curiosity Couture. From cozy and inviting to sleek and modern, Curiosity Couture has a huge selection of affordable fashions for your
Ooh,
home and
that's
for
slick.
you. Curiosity Couture embraces every style. Bold with a hint of classic, modern with a touch of retro, vibrant meets vintage, casual meets couture. No matter your style, you're bound to find something you love for a look you'll love. At Curiosity Couture, visit Curiosity Couture's stylish boutique at 7 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Oh, watch for beans.
That sign says watch for bears. Here, let's find you an eye doctor on ZocDoc.
Look, Dr. Barker is a network.
That says Dr. Baker. Here, let me help. Reviews say he's very attentive. Dr. Cleves has 5 stars and an opening tomorrow.
That's great.
Booked it.
Nice. So, why do I need to watch for falling socks? You've got options. Book on ZocDoc today.
Welcome to What's Next for your community, for your career, and for the healthcare field.
I'm
At
done.
Carrington College, we're training the next generation of respiratory therapy professionals, bringing you the hands-on training to be ready for a career in a real-world healthcare setting. We're building on a proven legacy of career training going back over half a century. So if you're ready to train for a career as a respiratory therapist and make a difference in your community, we're ready for you. For information about student outcomes, visit carrington.edu/SCI.
Rolling hot dogs to the back on up, let me
hurry, cause they're on the run. Pick your toppings anyway. Roll into this tea. Pick your two, pick your two. Roll and make some meat. Mustard, relish, sauerkraut. Ain't no need to scream and shout. Get 2 old beef hot dogs and a big cheese for $5. Only at QT. More than a gas station.
Clear the air with Kia.
Phoenix in July does not mess around. You can fry an egg on your hood and toast your patience sitting on the 101. That's why I remote start my Kia EV from my phone, so it's ice cold before I even leave the house. When I cruise into Old Town for tacos, there's no gas stops and no burnt hands on the steering wheel. Just quiet, smooth, AC blasted bliss.
Kia EVs and hybrids are built to handle the heat, the sprawl, and the everyday without breaking a sweat. Find your cool at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
It's up 10 and the NASDAQ has gained 89 this morning. That's going to do it for hour 2 of the KPQ Morning Update. 2 in the books, 1 to go on this 25th of June, 2025. Our Wednesday edition rolls hour 3 with a check of world and national news from ABC for the next 5 minutes.
Give us 22 minutes, and we will view the Pacific Northwest. News Radio 560, KPQ Wenatchee.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. On day 2, the Iran-Israel ceasefire appears to be holding. President Trump is disputing a leaked classified preliminary report on the U.S. attacks on Iran nuke sites. Traveling with the president at the NATO summit in the Netherlands, ABC's Mary Bruce.
The classified
What do you
preliminary
see?
report from the Defense Intelligence Agency and U.S. Central Command indicates Iran's centrifuges remain intact. One source familiar with the initial intelligence says much of the enriched uranium was not destroyed because it was moved before the U.S. struck.
It's not like moving a package. You're taking this carpet up and moving it. It's very difficult and very dangerous to do. We believe it's all down there. We had a tremendous victory, a tremendous hit.
President Trump in the Netherlands, he says now that the war is over, U.S. and Iranian officials will talk next week. According to an official who has read the Defense Intelligence Agency report, it includes a disclaimer noting that a full battle damage assessment will require days to weeks to accumulate the necessary data. At the NATO summit, the 32 leaders agreed on a massive hike in defense spending after pressure from President Trump. Mr. Trump says he met with Ukraine's president. There's broad support from parents, no matter their political leanings, for requiring school children to get vaccinated against diseases like measles and mumps in a Harvard study. Democrats around the nation watching results of last night's mayoral primary in New York City. State Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani declaring victory with less than half the votes cast. ABC's Phil Tate.
The 33-year-old Democratic Socialist in recent months touted a message on the campaign trail, pushing an agenda for free buses, health care, and even more affordable housing, which gained traction with voters. But as Mamdani rose in the polls, it was clear he was a competitor for the former governor who looked to make a political comeback, but fell short.
ABC's Phil Tate. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it
down.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captive Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Artificial intelligence will be used to help identify reasons for higher risks of crashes in specific geographical areas. Using it will be Greater Than, a company that figures out risks to road safety. It's partnering with Honda. One goal is to come up with changes to reduce risk. Data about drivers' decisions will be included. Another goal, zero Honda fatal car and motorcycle crashes by 2050. Wall Street major indexes have been mixed today. Crude oil prices stabilized. More microplastics may be getting into our foods, as a report by the Food Packaging Forum in Switzerland. Advice from ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula.
Avoid putting your plastics in the microwave or in the dishwasher. If you're using pans to cook, don't use the non-stick ones. You want to use like ceramic or stoneware or glass, using natural fibers. Even with babies, we're talking about glass bottles, metal or wooden toys. And then you can also look at the bottom of your plastics. You see that triangular little symbol sometimes that has a number on it. So you want to try to avoid the numbers that are 3, 6, and 7. Those tend to be less heat resistant and more prone to leaching out those chemicals.
Elon Musk's self-driving robo-taxis are doing test runs around Austin, Texas. There are videos on social media showing a few braking suddenly, going straight through an intersection from a turning lane and driving down the wrong side of the road. Many other videos showing the robo-taxis operating perfectly. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Hey, it's Stacy with the Floor Factory. This summer, Flooring America is bringing you the All-American Flooring Sale, and it's hotter than the...
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand...
Happy birthday!
Comet balloons for your son's space-themed party...
Come on.
Or gifts, like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Come on. Let's go.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Welcome to what's next for your community, for your career, and for the healthcare field. At Carrington College, we're training the next generation of allied healthcare professionals, bringing you the hands-on training to be ready for a career in healthcare. We're building on a proven legacy of career training going back over half a century. So if you're ready to train for your career and make a difference in your community, we're ready for you. For information about student outcomes, visit carrington.edu/SCI.
Clear the air with Kia.
Phoenix in July does not mess around. You can fry an egg on your hood and toast your patience sitting on the 101. That's why I remote start my Kia EV from my phone, so it's ice cold before I even leave the house. When I cruise into Old Town for tacos, there's no gas stops and no burnt hands on the steering wheel. Just quiet, smooth, AC blasted bliss.
Kia EVs and hybrids are built to handle the heat, the sprawl, and the everyday without breaking a sweat. Find your cool at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Macy's lowest prices of the summer on furniture and mattresses are here, which means you'll find great July 4th deals now on beautiful home updates, like the 7-piece Whitburn outdoor dining set, $19.99. Customer favorites like the Radley sectional, now $21.79, and 20 to 65% off top mattress brands like Sealy. And with Macy's white glove delivery, we'll set it all up and whisk away all that packaging too. But hurry in, these summer deals are going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
07. Welcome to Hour 3 of the KPQ Morning Update. It's Wednesday, the 25th of June, 2025. As we press into this third hour, we've got news, sports, traffic, and weather to attend to. Marcus and I are going to be chatting about some things you can find over at the KPQ mobile app that are not any of the news stories that you are hearing this morning here on the air. The didn't make the top of the hour news, right? Is that...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Stories that did not make the top of the hour news, at least over the radio, but they're still interesting nonetheless, and they're getting some big activity. Some of them at least over at our KPQ mobile app. So we'll direct you there and be looking at those pretty soon. Right now, Mark's going to take a look at some of the headlines we do have for you over the radio this morning at 8:07.
All right, thank you, Chris. Juveniles in police custody following a 3-vehicle hit-and-run accident that happened in East Wenatchee on Monday night. East Wenatchee Police Department says it happened at the intersection of Sunset Highway and East 9th Street at around 7 o'clock in the evening. The juvenile driver of a sedan caused an accident by failing to yield the right-of-way. That young driver who caused the accident then reportedly fled the scene along with 2 other juveniles who were passengers in his vehicle. All 3 were located a short time later, and the driver was placed under arrest and transported to Confluence Hospital in Wenatchee for treatment. As of yesterday, the driver was still in the hospital and had yet to be booked into the Chelan County Juvenile Justice Center on suspicion of hit and run and
Wednesday.
All summer season, it's barely a week old, and already blue skies over north central Washington have been exchanged for some much hazier skies. The sun-drenched gloom is being caused by smoke that's drifting into the region from wildfires in Alaska. In some places, the Alaskan smoke is mixing with smoke from the Pomus fire, which is burning about 36 miles northwest of Eniat in the Glacier Peak Wilderness area. The blended smoke is impacting air qualities throughout the region, including in the Wenatchee Valley, which had the worst air quality in the entire state as of yesterday morning. That, according to the Washington Department of Ecology. Despite the worsening atmosphere, air quality levels Tuesday were only lingering at the upper end of moderate. Forecaster Krista King with the National Weather Service in Spokane says that residents should be prepared to deal with the smoke for at least another week, since weather patterns are not expected to change until the first few days of July at the earliest. King says even more smoke could billow up into the region from wildfires in Alaska in the days ahead. Find out ways to safeguard yourself from the smoky air. Go to the KBQ mobile app. And Chelan County commissioners have passed a proposal to reduce the speed limit on the
Oh, did I spook ya? Did I spook the big dog?
A more densely populated stretch of the roadway from U.S. Highway 2 to Sundog Lane, the goal of improving safety for residents living in that area. Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay says that change comes in response to community concerns about increased traffic and pedestrian activity.
That will be for the first 1.19 miles of East Leavenworth Road. Looking to drop the speed limit there, and really the reason being is kind of more of a suburban, kind of urban type area through there with all the housing, with all the driveways, with the foliage that's there along the edges of the road. We've taken a look at the collision history and so forth.
Commissioner Overbay went on to add that the speed limit on the remainder of East Leavenworth Road will remain the same. That revised speed limit will officially go into effect once signs on the road can be updated and following a brief public notification period. In other state news, the latest latest revenue forecast for the state of Washington is difficult after the legislature cut billions of dollars from the budget.
Washington State will need to make another $720 million in cuts. Governor Bob Ferguson says he does not anticipate having to call a special session unless the drop is worse when the September forecast is released. Ferguson says tariffs are hurting the state's economy, and further cuts from the Trump administration will impact state programs.
She did so good. She's a good girl.
60 KPQ weather is brought to you by Save Mart in Wenatchee.
Amazon.
Happy birthday to you! From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your piece of...
That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on my plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or just joining us, we got you. Visit the Warm Springs Verizon store at 7030 South Rainbow Boulevard today. Price guarantee applies to the current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Past the hour. State Route 28. Westbound lanes from the turn at Palisades down the hill toward Rock Island Dam is active right now. So sometimes that can be just a slow-moving vehicle or could be a long line of traffic that's moving along there. It's not super backed up, but just know it's busy there right now. U.S. Highway 2 through Shaston, and then the Wenatchee Valley further to the east. We've got traffic on the east side of the Odebashan Bridge and also on State Route 28 heading into East Wenatchee this morning. Nothing else to report in the north central Washington area. Columbia Basin is also squeaky clean right now as well. We're at 8:12. Your KPQ News Time. We're back with more news next.
Report a traffic alert or news tip with the KPQ app. Use the Chat With Us button, powered by Plumbing Perfect. Elite plumbing services since 1988.
A lot has happened since the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and thankfully we have much to celebrate.
Kickstart your career in the trades at Carrington College Trades Education Center. Explore hands-on programs in electrical technology or heating, ventilation.